You said I could leave. And you still can. Don't do this. Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I've been all doing very, very well. Yes, John Wick. John Wick is back. Slightly. It's John Chick. It's a girl doing the John Wickian stuff in Ballerina from the John Wick world. Directed by Len Wiseman. Off the back of the phenomenal franchise series that is the John Wick chapters 1, 2, 3 and 4. And could we get more? You bet your motherfucking ass we're going to get some more. Right, Ballerina is an offshoot. It is set in the same world, a world in which every single person, everybody is an assassin. Hyper trained in weaponry and martial arts and blades and everything. Everybody, wherever you go, there are no normal people. Emergency services, police, ambulances, no, they don't, not there. Body count stratospheric, and no one cares. If you look at John Wick Chapter 3, which I think is still my favourite of the entire franchise, is you've got Grand Central Station. He comes back. He's going back to the Continental in New York, and Zero, Mark Dacascos, and his cronies are there. You've got the Adjudicator waiting to deconsecrate the Continental. And hordes and legions are going to go in there and cause absolute mayhem and bedlam and chaos in that order. But right in the middle of Grand Central Station, you get a bit of a knife melee takes place, and everyone just walks past. No supposedly innocent people even stop to notice the eviscerated body with the slit throat on the deck. No one. And who cares? Because the John Wick universe is it's comic book, it's massively cartoonic. In this movie, Ballerina, even more so. The stunts are outrageous, the action is it just escalates and escalates and yet we love it. It's a stuntman's paradise, and yet us gung-ho action aficionados, we don't get better than this. Chad Stahelski, an ex-stuntman himself, helmed the original first 4 chapters. Len Wiseman, yeah, okay. I really didn't think that Len Wiseman could do anything worthy of Stahelski off the back of the Underworld movies. I know some of you guys may love him, and some of you may not. I'm in the may not side. But and then Live Free or Die Hard. Oh, sweet Jesus Christ! You know, I really didn't have much high hopes of Ballerina going into this. Although those hopes were actually the low hopes were risen, because I really my voice went there. I really enjoyed every minute of it. It's a 2-hour movie, and my God, it whistles by. What is it? Spoilers ahead, folks. It's been out for a few days now, so I care not. Ana de Armas plays Eve. Oh God, what is her name now? Eve Macaro, who you see as a young girl at the start of the movie with her father. And they've got a lovely place somewhere, I don't know, is it Italy? On the banks of some Sicilian shore. I don't know where it is. And assassins arrive out of the water with crossbows and take out his security guards. And they're coming to kill him and take her back. Why? This is the young Ballerina of the title. They're coming to take her because he's part of... You don't know what the name of their clan is. Don't forget, in this universe, the entire world is composed of different clans of assassins. It's a world of assassins that just kill other assassins. People break the rules and be hunted. There's a bounty on their heads. So, but these guys are a cult, and they don't play by the rules, because every other assassin clan under the high table plays by the rules. You break the rules, well, shit can happen. But this clan, led by Gabriel Byrne, yes, great Gabriel Byrne, awesome, looking rather bizarrely like Liam Neeson in this movie. They are kind of morphing together, I think. The craggier and older they get. Well, he's there to kill her father, because her father was part of his clan, and he's turned his back on the clan. He wants his daughter not to be involved with the clan, because the clan, again, spoilers folks, once you're part of that, I'm saying clan, it's the cult. They are a cult. That's what they're known as, led by Gabriel Byrne, known as the Chancellor. Once you're part of that, you can't leave it. So your families, your kids, they're part of it too. They will be trained and become assassins and killers and mercenaries as well. But they don't play by the rules of the high table. They're their own thing. So anyway, this guy wants to take his daughter away from it all. He's lost his wife. He's supposedly lost his other daughter as well. But the young ballerina is born witness to his last stand. As they all come in to take him out, she witnesses him taking out goons aplenty, and then Gabriel Byrne, who gives him a chance. So bullets in this gun, right? You turned your back on the cult. You turned your back on all of us. Your daughter should stay with us. You have got to die. You either kill me, he says, or you kill yourself. So this standoff takes place. You've had a body count colossal already by this point. They're only 5 minutes into the movie. But his daughter's watching, hidden behind the walls. She's watching what's happening there. And of course, he fights back again. And he has a massive gallant last stand. He gets mortally shot. He drags her out to the jetty, the wharf, the port. And then he dies. But she is killed to save his life. She's took a shot and killed to save his life. She has no idea about all this stuff. But she sees tattoos like that on the wrists of the people that killed him, and on her father as well. So that sticks in her mind. And then we cut to a little bit later on, and she meets Winston, Ian McShane, who runs the Continental New York. We all know him, we all love him. Even though we shot John Wick at the end of chapter 3. But he's still a good guy. We still love Winston. And he takes her. She's in some kind of like emergency room. And you've got some of these fake floaty people meant to be from the real world. People in police uniforms, doctors, nurses. Don't worry about those. It's almost like they're a figment of the imagination, because nobody normal exists in this world. No one. They're all trained killers, highly proficient mercenaries and assassins with guns, with knives, bare hands. And he comes to find her, and she has a ballerina in a clockwork, musical box with a glass dome on it, and playing Swan Lake, I think, Tchaikovsky. And if you notice over here, we have a little ballerina here, which I found in the Kilt Mansion, which is a music box, and it was playing before, annoyingly so. But what's ceased to work is the spinny thing, the little ballerina there. I don't know if you can see her. She was spinning round, which was great. That stopped working, so screw that. It's just there for set decoration now. And he says to her, like, look, you can come with me and you can learn to dance. If you love the ballet, you want to dance, you love dancing, then come with me. So he takes her off to, he's part of the high table. He's part of the Ruska Roma, run by Angelica Houston. Angelica Houston, who's been in several of the movies so far, playing the director. And she trains all these young girls to become extremely fantastic ballerinas and puts on elaborate stage shows. But really, they're training everyone, including the ballerinas, to become assassins, including Giandani, which is John Wick, because he's part of all this. Keanu Reeves' John Wick character is part and parcel of the Ruska Roma, or Roma Ruska, whatever, however you do it. By the way, Angelica Houston playing the director. Has anyone in the UK not thought, that's Rachel Reeves? She's even got the same face and the same haircut. It's Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor. Chancellor? Did I say that right? That came out of a big lispy way. Chancellor. Chancellor is, of course, Gabriel Byrne's character in this. So, real world politics. It's creeping in. Cheers, y'all. But you look, Angelica Houston, Rachel Reeves, the evil harlot bitch that is Rachel Reeves. One the same. Anyway. So she goes and gets trained to become a ballerina and an assassin. And she'll make kills, and she will realise the hardship of the world she's gone into. The scars, the skullduggery, the really hardline lifestyle that she's accepted. And she'll meet John Wick. This film, Ballerina, is set during the events of John Wick Chapter 3, but all before John Wick Chapter 4. It was almost a wrap there, wasn't it? And in a clever sequence, which is from John Wick Chapter 3, where John Wick goes to see the director and gets himself off to Morocco, and meets Halle Berry and causes untold chaos there, and loses a finger as well, you know. We have a flashback scene which is cunningly cut well together with what the scene is in John Wick Chapter 3, where he is on the stairs and he does meet ballerinas, and he looks up, and they cut it so well together that this new sequence with Ana de Armas is still about to go through her final training. And she goes, "You're him, aren't you? You're John Wick, the Baba-Yaga, or Baba-Yaga, as some people pronounce it." It's like, "Yes, I am." With the Keanu speech nuances. Forget, William Shatner. And then, "Yes, we are under attack. I think. Uhura, can you just please check the communications channel?" He speaks like that, and he gets the piss ripped out of him. In this film, in his 2 cameos, he is really making the most. He knows that everyone's like laughing at the way he speaks, but I love it, and he's doing it deliberately, and I love the fact that he's doing that because it works even better. I've never minded the way he speaks in movies, never, especially John Wick movies, with limited dialogue regardless, but he does speak in a very strange, highly nuanced fashion. A little stop here. I came out of watching Ballerina, and I went to the pub. This is on Friday, several days before day 1 of the release, and I ended up talking about the movie, and I realised I was saying the word nuanced too many times, and I thought, "Oh my God, I've got to stop doing this." But once you realise you've been saying a word too often, that word is there in the back of your throat, and it's, I'm coming again, I'm coming out, and people ask you like, "Well, so Keanu Reeves is in it again," and I'm going, yeah, and he's giving no, I don't want to say it. He's giving a very nuanced performance. Oh God, I can't stop saying that fucking word. So he meets her, and she says to him, "You're John Wick," because he's the Baba-Yaga, the biggest bogeyman, the best assassin the world's ever known. And she says, like, "How do I leave?" And he says, like, "The front door isn't locked. You can leave anytime you want." But she doesn't, and she makes her first kill in a trial, a test, but she has to make the kill, and then she's sent out on various trainee missions, not so much assassin missions, but like, because she's highly skilled in numerous weapons and calibers and what have you, and uber martial arts, and she goes like, "I'm using rubber bullets." Yeah, using rubber bullets, and just to go and rescue a girl, an Asian girl from a nightclub. Yes, a John Wick movie has to have a nightclub sequence in it with pounding techno. We'll talk about the music in a bit, but pounding techno is there, and a well-known bit of music as well. And she goes in there and she will take out tons of goons and bodyguards for firing rubber bullets, trying to save this girl, rescue this girl. You don't even know why. I don't think who cares? And there's a great fight with an ice pick. It's a nightclub. They're cutting the ice for those drinks and all that sort of shite. And so a great fight with that. But the rubber bullets, and I'll be honest with you, the rubber bullets fired into someone's groin, someone's face, are going to cause life-changing injuries, if not actual death, you know. But hey, it's John Wick. Ballerina. Great action scene. And then we see the progression of her. There's a great sequence where, right afterwards, where she has just committed, you know, an assassination in another nightclub, and she takes a picture of the body in the toilets. He's lying there, his fucking brains are blown out of the wall or whatever, and then takes the picture, and then she begins to collect the knives that she's used to take out all of his bodyguards and his enforcers and his protectors, all the way through the nightclub, the upper regions of the nightclub, and then has to move a body that she used to block the elevator doors, gets in there, comes back downstairs, and look, there's a huge crew, people waiting there. Were you stuck in that elevator? And she goes, yes, it was terrifying. I was really scared. Walks out, and in a great moment, I don't really want to go through the movie scene by scene by scene. I've only seen it once, so I'm going to forget loads of bits. But I'm just talking the way I remembered it right now. And she comes out into the back street, and there's her car. And in one great camera shot, the camera like sort of follows her, gets into a car, and she drives up this back alleyway, crosses the main road, and heads up the next side street. And the camera goes up and watches her. And as we watch this, a car comes speeding towards her and rams into it and turns around and then drives her, pushes her back down through the main road, back down the same alleyway. And the camera in one shot, which has followed her and looked up, it then comes down as she comes back, whilst hanging out the side of her door and shooting over the top and through the car. And there's a massive battle sequence here with really bone-crunching violence and something really severely nasty rammed into the air, the main guy's face. And then she realizes, pulls his sleeve back. X marks the spot. Who are these motherfuckers? That's the crew that killed her daddy. So she goes to the director, Angelica Houston, and says, like, who are these people? I want to take them out. Oh, you want revenge? Vengeance? Well, I don't know. That's not Angelica Houston's voice. I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm channeling something else there. But, you want vengeance? You can't do it on our time. We have a truce with this cult led by Gabriel Byrne, the Chancellor. They don't play by the rules we play by. They really paint this cult up as being something really barbaric and nasty. It's not really the way it works out in the film, but that's what they really set the stone here. Set the stone, you know, and set the table. Sow the seeds. Any other anecdote you want to use, and but we've got a truce with them. We don't want a war with these because no one's going to win. So don't rock the boat. Don't go after them. Well, where are they? No, I've just told you, don't go after them. I need to know. No, just shut up and just go and do some ballerina things, and the next job, the next assassination, just do that. Don't you dare. Don't you come back. But of course, she goes off after them. She goes and sees Winston again. Winston, Ian McShane, and Sharon. Sadly, in his last role, I forgot his name again, Lance Reddick, who's been in all the John Wick movies and the Continental TV show as well. But this is his last film role. Sadly, he's deceased. Cruelly, unfortunately young. And so she goes into there and she meets Winston again. Who are these people? You know, I want to know. Well, they are this, they are bad, blah, 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 blah. And well, no one knows where they're based. But I do know this, because they got that sort of antiquated which is beautifully, oh, here's that word, nuanced. Oh, damn it. You've got their telephonists who live downstairs, and they, it's all old school. They're all old girls smoking cigarettes, giving it loads, and they plug in different telephone connections, and they get the updates on who the bounty on certain people. You've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And they find out all the details on someone that they know is in the Prague Continental. And it's Norman Reedus, Daryl Dixon from Walking Dead. Yeah. And he's a member of that cult. But he's staying there, and there's a hit out on him. Why? So off she goes. Winston's like, well, you shouldn't really go out there, but I can't really stop you. Sharon, shut a lady out, and all that. Anyway, off she goes to Prague. Little sideline here. The French actress Anne Parlow, who was in La Femme Nikita, and also in John Landis's reasonably exciting vampire assassin gangster movie, Innocent Blood. She cameos as the concierge at the Prague Continental. But it's a blink and you miss it scene. I know, because I blinked and I missed it. And I was like, she's in this, but where is I couldn't see her. And then, she plays the Prague concierge. I thought, oh, well, missed it. So she arrives there, gets a room right next door to Norman Reedus. Plays a guy called Daniel Pine, and he's there with his daughter, Ella. I think her name is Ella. And, can you see? Our ballerina, our assassin, was the daughter of a guy from the cult. He wanted to save her away from the cult, and he gets threatened by the Chancellor, Gabriel Byrne. No, you can't leave. If you leave, we kill you, but your daughter comes back to us. The sons and the daughters come back to the cult, and now you got another guy who's trying to get his daughter out. But she goes in there, and there's assassins everywhere. There's a bounty on his head. Why? Because he's trying to leave the cult. So the cult have sent out assassins after him. So there's tons of people out waiting for him. She infiltrates his room. She is gonna, well, you think she's gonna kill him, but she needs information. Doesn't know his daughter's there. The daughter intervenes. Think about like the Bourne Identity, a little bit like that, shades of that slightly there. A kid intervenes, and so the two of them then get attacked by hordes. Once the cult knows someone's made a move on him, right, that's it, we're going in. Remember, in all the movies, there's like no business can be conducted on the Continental grounds, and they broke that rule every fucking movie, without a doubt. And they massively do it straight away in this one, because suddenly there's a girl in charge of the cult legions, all these goons down there, right, move in. So off they go, leather clad and uber weaponry and all out, the wazoo and back. And you've got Daryl Dixon, Daniel Pine, Norman Reedus. How many names has this guy got? With another custom shotgun. We'll talk about the weaponry in a bit. And he's there and he's blowing these guys, but also Ana de Armas, Eve, I'm forgetting their surname. Eve Macaro. You do hear the name a lot in the movie, but Eve Macaro, our hero, our heroine, our John Chick. She joins him in a fight, and the two of them battle their way out of there and get out onto the street. Mucho carnage, but the two of them get defeated. The girl gets kidnapped. Our girl gets clubbed unconscious, but she sees what looks like Norman Reedus getting killed, Daniel Pine getting killed, and then they will wake up in... Where did he wake up? Oh no, she gets let off. I'm going to get this right now. I'm going to get this right. She comes to in the bowels of the Prague Continental, and you've got everyone who's the officials from there, like, and they've got guns on them, and she's there with two people from the cult. So she's fought these two, including another woman that she's broke the jaw of, And she's like, you broke my jaw. You're talking fine, aren't you? And she's like, look, I didn't kill anyone on continental ground. She didn't. She battered a few, but didn't kill anybody. And they kind of go like, okay, right, do it. And these two other goons, including the girl with the broken jaw who can talk really well, get shot to bits. But they save her. Yeah, you can go. Your account is now cleared. Fuck off, basically. So she then goes to because she knows, like, right. So the cult was there. The cult was after this guy. I need to get to this guy. I've got to find the cult. I'm going rogue. I'm taking these fuckers down. They killed my father. So she goes to like this little fantastic gun emporium. You've seen it before. It was the guy whose name I can never pronounce in John Wick Chapter 2, I think it was. Peter Sarah. Yeah, he's got a really big, long name, and he does lots of voice acting. And he's a great actor as well in his own right. But this guy's a different guy. It's a big black guy. And she goes in there. It's a normal fronted sort of shop. But she's like, I don't know what. Puts the continental coin down. Like, he's like, yes, I want to see the merchandise. Oh, okay. You can call me Frank. And everybody in the cinema when we were there, including myself, everybody went like, because you could see there was a name tag there, which no one was looking at. You can call me Frank. And we all went like that. And there's a name tag with Frank on it, which is just a brilliantly nuanced moment. God damn it. And he goes in, and secret door goes up, and he got all the uber weaponry, massively customized shotguns and assault weapons, and he goes through them all and blah, 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 blah. And they get attacked. Another huge battle takes place, really big one this time. They blow the place to all buggery and back. He gets wounded but escapes. She manages to get through certain doorways and sealed doors, but they end up blowing their way through. And she's got no weapons. She finds crates of old antiquated Second World War and Vietnam era and 70s era weaponry, and just doesn't like any of them. But she finds boxes and boxes of grenades. And she uses those grenades to extreme aplomb. A bomb, in fact. Using, grenades and blowing people to just strawberry jam everywhere. Tipping over iron tables, steel tables, and there's an assassin trying to shoot through right behind her. Grenade goes over, boom! She gets blown across the room, but the shower of offal goes everywhere. She uses grenades like they're going out of fashion. And it's a nice new treat in the John Wick saga of inventive kills, gory, nasty, brutal kills, brutal! And there's loads of it in this sequence. But Frank survives. And she was like, well, I'm sorry about your shop. Because she kills everyone. I'm sorry about your shop. Oh, don't worry. But the cult, where are they? So he goes like, gets a map out and it goes, Hallstatt, or something like that. Hallstatt, by the way, is a real town in Austria. And looking at the film, I thought they've actually filmed it you got one of them lovely sort of coastal roads, big massive sheer cliff, and one of those, you see it in No Time to Die and other Bond movies, and they're driving along this, and then there's a town, an entire town built on the sides of this cliff, going down to the big lake as well. Now, Hallstatt looks like that. Now, just before doing this video, I looked on IMDb, the grimoire of all the anecdotes and facts and trivia about any movie. Well, it's a bit more believable than Wikipedia, to be honest. But John Wikipedia. It looks, the real life Hallstatt looks like that. But they didn't film there. They filmed it other Croatia and other places. They did reshoots as well for this movie. But it looks just like it. It can't be, because they blow the shit out of it. The entire finale, a huge section, the last third of the movie is set in this town. And the minute she arrives there, she pulls up, she says to Frank, I need a car as well. Gets a car. drives up there on that windy coastal road. Oh, big cliff and the lake there, and arrives in this frosty, snow, blizzardy town. Looks amazing, and she pulls up as a mum and a young son across the road, and because she's like pulled to a bit of a halt there, the young son just goes to that. She then goes to a restaurant just to check out the place. You know, the cult are based here. I've got to find me bearings. Well, let into a secret which comes very obviously clear within minutes of her arriving in Holstad. Everybody there is an assassin. Everybody. That's where the cults have their base. It's their sanctuary. It's their HQ. Every single person there, including the kids, is an assassin. The kids are training to be assassins. So, but everybody else, they're all uber exemplary mercenaries and killers and hitmen and women. Massive fight in the restaurant, which is genius. It's brilliant, and a bit of a slapstick in here as well. The woman who's behind the counter, who seems all friendly, once she's already killed a couple of hitmen, our girl, Eve, says to her, I'm not going to hurt you. But as soon as she says that, this woman behind the counter comes out with a fucking big meat cleaver and a big knife, and she's going for it. Whoa. It's like, whoa, massive fight. Manages to lock her in the freezer, puts like a cleaver down that and keeps the freezer closed. But then loads of goons come in. Much more battles aplenty, limbs coming off and heads are getting smashed. Ice skates are used, ice skates with the blades, people's faces, people's throats, people just chopping and slicing and dicing with ice skates and slipping on a frozen floor as well. But there's a great sequence where pure slapstick, pure Tom and Jerry and the Three Stooges. You've got loads of plates come cascading down, shattering everywhere, and there's a gun underneath it. So our girl and another bitch are trying to find the gun, but in the meantime they're smashing plates over each other's head. Think Ash in Evil Dead 2 with his deadite hand smashing plates over his head and cups and all that. It's that again, but she gets the gun first. Bang! Kills her. Massive battle there, of course. But now, Gabriel Byrne, who lives there, for 'tis his province, that's his town, they're his people, they're his cult. Right, take this bitch down. Sends in fucking millions. So, I mean, this is where it gets, well, it gets to be what you want from a John Wick or John Wick inspired movie to be. It's just wall to wall carnage, non-stop set piece, running, fighting, martial arts, pugilistic stuff, lots of gunplay, lots of explosions. She'll get captured again, and then she will meet Gabriel Byrne, the guy that responsible for killing her dad. Cheers, y'all. And he has Daniel Pine, Norman Reedus, his daughter, Ella. And he explains to her, look, why are you here? And she's like, well, you killed my father. And he's like, Dad, you've got to be a bit more specific than that because I've killed many fathers. And she explains a bit more. And he's like, you are right. You belong here because it turns out her dad was his son. And she's like, you put a hit out on your own son. You murdered your own son. He's like, well, the cult has to be protected. This is a cult that's supposed to have not play by any rules, but they've got a lot of really hardline rules of their own. You betray us, we're going to come after you. Whether you are kith or kin or blood related or whatever, we're going to kill you. So, and he interrogates her and all this, and she's captured. And then he walks away. And Gabriel Byrne looks like a grandfatherly guy. I know I said before, he looks a bit like craggy, gnarly Liam Neeson. But he's wearing he's got woolly vests on and multiple layers and a grandfatherly sort of overcoat. He looks cozy, but he's a twat, I tells ye. And as he's talking to he's got two main henchmen, but one's a henchwoman called Lena, and one's a guy called Dax, or is it Dex? Dex, played by Robert Marcer, big fucking imposing dude. And Lena is played by Catalina Sandino, my own writing here, Marino. Catalina Sandino Marino. She's lovely. and he said, you know, if she's not going to come with us, just, you've got to kill her. Straight away, you hear gunshots, and he just goes, oh, God. Because clearly, in the background, our girls got away again and killed all of them, all the bodyguards, all the people that the weapons trained on her. So he runs back down, there's blood everywhere and dead bodies. He's like, shit, go and catch her. So Lena, his female henchwoman, goes after her and catches her. Lots of scaling up these buildings, these houses, but like alpine roofs, full of snow. It's snowy. It's a great new environment for John Wick. We've had all sorts: rain, cities, the desert, Morocco in chapter 3, Paris for chapter 4. So much stuff, so many different locations, different environments, but now you've got snow, and it works great. So she's scaling all these roofs, and she's taking out snipers and taking out different goons. Everywhere she lands, little gantries and cobbled walkways and staircases up the side of this mountain. She's legging it, doors open, and families come out with guns. Yeah, and they're all going. She's got to kill everybody and battle them all. And she ends up in this sort of cliff-top chalet. And Lena gets in there, and the two of them have a bit of a brawl, I think, if I remember rightly. And then Lena says, like, you know, I know who you are. I know why you're doing this. Do you know who I am? Hey, revelations aplenty. I'm your sister. Our dad said that I was dead, but I wasn't, because Chancellor took me in, and they wanted you. They were going to kill our father, which they did do. They wanted you back, but you went off and joined the Roma Ruska and all that, like. But I'm your sister, and the two of them have a bit of it's, you know, it's comic book stuff. They have a bit of a bond, but Gabriel Byrne realizes, and the Chancellor, and he's got all his, they're all outside, they're in there right now. He's like, right, it's too late. Take them out, kill them both. So, you know, these are people that he's loved her as a daughter, and he's, well, because it's his granddaughter. Sorry, let's get this right. They're both his granddaughters, because he killed his own son, and they're his daughters. Let's get the family tree right, Kilt-Man, for fuck's sake. So his granddaughters, kill them both, because, you know, they broke the rules. Fuck that, then kill them. They'll lob a load of grenades in, and like the whole place goes kaboomski. And Lena gets killed, and they have a little moment as she's lying in the flaming wreckage. Have a little moment, and there's tears in both eyes. And Ana de Armas, you know, I only met you 2 minutes ago, and you just told me that, you know, but I'm super shocked, and now I'm even more vengeance fueled. Vengeance fuel the flamethrower duel. The battle takes place. Now, before we get to the flamethrower duel, which is outstanding, by the way, John Wick. Yes, our boy John Wick. Johnny. Don't forget, this is before chapter 4. He gets sent in by the director, Angelica Houston, because the Chancellor, Gabriel Byrne, gets on the blower to hey, you lot, we had a truce. We always said we were never going to fight each other, but now you've sent this fucking bitch in to cause loads of shite, killing all my men, blowing up all our houses. We're having a great time here. The fuck are you playing at, la? And she goes, we didn't do that. She's acting rogue. I told her implicitly not to go after revenge. I told her, well, we've got a bit of a problem, haven't we? Because if you don't get her killed, I'm going to come after you, and it'll be a war you won't believe. Okay, I think there's a way we can handle this. There's someone I can send in who can take care of it. And who might that be? Oh, it's old John Wickensian. who arrives in his suit. It's snowing, doesn't give a shit. It's a Kevlar suit. It's Gore-Tex. It's absolutely all the elements proof. And he's there, his greasy hair, and he gets off the train in the snow, and everyone's like, "It's the Baba-Yaga. Oh my God, the Baba-Yaga." And he finds her, and he says to her, like I said at the start, they had a meeting at the start. Did I mention this? I probably did. Early on, the John Wick chapter 3, I think I did mention this. And she's like, "Is there a way out of here? Can I leave?" You know, well, the front door is unlocked. You know, you can always leave, and all this kind of stuff. Like, and she says, like, "You told me I could leave," and he just goes, "You still can." But they have a fight. They battle because I want to kill him, and he's like, "No, you can't do that. I'm ordered. I've got a contract to kill you, but I'm letting you make the choice. Don't do it. Don't do it, and we can all walk away. The war will be averted, and everything will be great. Just don't do it." "I can't do that." "Oh fuck! I thought you'd say that." So the two of them fight hand to hand. They get thrown through walls. It's a pretty decent fight, but John Wick's got the upper hand because he's the Baba-Yaga. You know, you can't take him out. And again, but he sympathises with it. "I lost people, you know, and all this." Like, look, he looks at his watch. It's 11:32. He says, "You've got till midnight. That's when the contract's up. Take him out by midnight, and it's all over. I won't come after you. If you haven't killed him by midnight," I'm giving him more words than Keanu Reeves actually says, but "if you haven't done it by midnight, then I will fulfill the contract." So then you got 28 minutes. I suppose it's pretty much real time. I didn't really work it out, but I thought, I'm going to watch this now, and I think it probably plays out roughly like that, where she takes out fucking everybody. Massive melees in different rooms and streets and corridors and dormitories and warehouses. Carnage aplenty. Every weapon known to man, including the flamethrower. She finds in this sort of gets in, killed 30 people outside, shuts and bolts the door, runs down some stairs, finds like an arms cache, and like what's here? You don't see it. She just goes, "Oh, that's cool." And then you see it with a flamethrower. You have this entire sequence, which goes on for a bit during this 28 minutes, of flamethrowing all the bad guys with huge torrents of this liquid napalm getting burst out there. Everyone's writhing around, and I'll be honest, it could have been nastier. Very obviously CG as well. And also very obviously a lot of stuntmen wearing a lot of the flame-proof gel and flame retardant suits. But as nasty as you think that's going to be, people are on fire, they're burning, and she engulfs them several times, and they're running around and trying to shoot back at another burst. It's not as nasty as you think that's going to be. Anyway, Dex. God, it's only one small name, and I keep getting it wrong. It's Dex. Robert Masser. He finds a flamethrower, so the two of them go at it with flamethrowers at each other through buildings, and she's running out of fuel as well. Like, if I'm honest with you, in the John Wick movies, you know me and like firepower and weapons, and I know me stuff, and I've used a lot of this stuff as well. They are very observant as to what weapons they're using, how to cock, load, arm these weapons, put the wrecking parts forward in quick motion, loading shotguns. Keanu Reeves is absolutely expert at this. And also in the first 4 movies, with only a few exceptions, and don't say that, "Oh, you're talking shite." They do observe how many bullets are in each magazine. They keep changing magazines. The magazines click empty, the chambers are empty. It's in the film. They are working this out. The double taps and like fighting someone else and then turn around. Don't forget to put the button inside. Down he goes. But they always seem to remember. Now in this film, I'm not so certain that it's accurate, because I wasn't really paying too much attention. But I think they were probably doing it quite as well. So run out of bullets, magazine changes straight away, and it kind of worked out. It wasn't like endless supplies of bullets without a magazine change. They're doing it correct. But I did think those flamethrowers, you run out of juice. But you do see the gauge coming down like that on hers, and she's running out. And she used hers a lot more than, oh God, Dex has done. Because he arrives with one later on, and then they have this duel, and she's run out. So she gets a fire hose. Think the great big fire hose from the Nakatomi Plaza. If I survive this, I'm never going up a tall building again. And like John McClane takes the leap of faith on the fire hose. She's got one of those, and you've got a great sequence. I'm not quite certain how this would work out in reality. Absolute fierce fury jet of flame, fuel injected flame, with a huge sort of 30, 40 foot range, and she's there with a fire hose, and the two in the street, a cobbled street, come together like that in a sort of Mexican standoff. I think, fistful of dollars, and they come together, and she forms a penumbra of water around the flame. But she's getting closer and closer and closer and closer, and like his flames just won't penetrate this at all. And then suddenly she runs out of water. In the meantime, you've had John Wick up on the rooftops doing a lot of snipering, taking out people left, right, and centre. So he's involved in this sequence quite extensively. You've even had a moment where he gets attacked by various other people, using a bit of martial arts and a bit of fisticuffs and elbows and headbutts and fucking all sorts, and a lot of takedowns and throws and crunches, and he's upstairs, and these two assassins go, and he's going, it's John Wick, and this girl goes, he's just one man, and as soon as she says that, he turns around and fucking blows the two apart with shotguns, which I thought was a great moment. Who cares? He's just one man. Boom, boom. No, he's John Wick. You've got no fucking chance. And but she runs out of water, and she's on the deck, and he's there, and on the deck, and Dex is about to like flambe her ass, good style, and up above, John Wick, Sniper Man, hits the fuel nozzle, fucking blows him to shreds, like just immolated bits all over the street and all that. And like she's still got a few minutes left to go and finish the job. In the meantime, Gabriel Byrne, the Chancellor's there, like, all my men are fucking dead. This is ridiculous. Right, you, Ella, his granddaughter, get in the car. Off we go. He's got a bodyguard with him as well, like, and they spin around this frozen courtyard. And our girl arrives there, shoots the hell out of the car, shoots the driver, and then he gets out. He's going, look, what are you going to do? This is our way of life. It's not my fault that your father turned his back on us. He was part of us. You belong here. This is your home. You're one of us. So what are you going to do? And she goes, fuck off. Shoots him between the eyes. Down you go. And then goes to the car, extends her hand towards Ella. Right. In the meantime, John Wick, it's midnight. John Wick phones the director, Angelica Houston, and says like, look, it's over. And she goes like, did you kill her? No, but she killed him. The war is over. So she's like, okay, fine. They've got the old-fashioned phones, dial phones and like big handsets, ka-chunk like that. So next thing you know, you've got John Wick goes and she's going to look after this girl. Well, you don't know how that pans out, but she's a ballerina. She's a classical dance student. So she goes to a production of Swan Lake in New York, I do think. And her mate, when she was training, who was really good, quits because she can't marry up the assassin and brutality lifestyle and the hard-hitting training and killing people and all that with, I just want to dance. It's her on stage dancing to Swan Lake. and the camera sort of pans around all the audience, and you get like there's Ana de Armas against the pillar, just standing there and watching it and enjoying the show, because she loves this sort of thing as well. And in the background, we know that suddenly there's a bounty on her head, because she's broke all the rules as well. So there's a bounty on her, and it comes up on her phone as well. And as she looks around, you know what's going to happen. Almost everybody in the fucking audience are going like. So she just slips out the back and into the night. So now she's going to be hunted as well, like John Wick was hunted. Folks, Ballerina is it's great. I'm not going to say outstanding, because that would put it on a par with John Wick's chapters 2, 3, and 4. And I know a lot of you go like, "Oh, John Wick first is the best." Well, yeah, you have this sort of stuff all the time. John Wick, the first one, broke a lot of standards, broke all the rules, and was brilliant because of it. Keanu Reeves came back with an absolute vengeance and created an entirely iconic new character, which has been bettered in each installment. And the overall mythology is outstanding. Oh, there's that word. At least it wasn't nuanced. It's been brilliant, and I've loved every second of the first 4 chapters. And I've covered them all on the channel. This John Chick, I thought, is this going to actually work? Can she pull it off? We all loved it in No Time to Die as the Cuban, agent. And she was gorgeous and sexy and sassy, and also monumentally naive, playfully naive, but still uber brilliant at what she can do. The Grey Man, outstanding again. In this, yeah, she's brilliant. The stunt work, the choreography is exactly what you expect. I will say, and this, after what I've just described in the movie, you think otherwise, with flamethrowers and ice picks to the face, and there's lots of arm breakage, there's limb breakage that takes place, and fight like a girl. She has to learn how to fight. You're fighting like you're giving him, a male opponent, the strength. Fight like a girl. In the audience, every single bloke is just going like, "Oh shit, I know what's coming next." And she's gonna fucking punch and kick the scrote and the bollocks, good style. She's gonna stamp them flat, and it's just a training session. But they're hard hitting in the Ruska Roma. So fight like a girl means fucking go for the bollocks, and she does. So but I think it's John Wick light. Having just watched as well, I watched John Wick Chapter 3 before this, and the amount of, because it ties in more with this movie than any other John Wick movie, so I watched John Wick Chapter 3, and I do love that. I think I love that one the most, actually. Most people don't like that one. I can't imagine why. What planet are you on? Its battles and set pieces are the best, but tons and tons of gore. Loads of splashy gore and heads going up, and loads of blood against backgrounds. This film, despite all the uber violence taking place, I don't think it's as gory, which is why I'm saying it's John Wick light. But even John Wick light is still extremely OTT by anyone else's standards. The fight choreography is endless and intricate and brilliant. This is not Chad Stahelski directing, this is Len Wiseman. When I knew he was doing this, and then it went to reshoots, I was like, oh god, this is gonna stink. I don't like the Underworld movies, says the big werewolf and vampire fan. I don't like them. I think they're crap. Crass and crap. You may argue, that's up to you. I don't care, I'm not gonna argue back. I know what I like and I don't like them. And I hated his Die Hard movie, fucking hated it. So when his name came up with this, I was like, why on earth would you pick him? What possible reasons would you have to have him involved in it? You had the best, Chad Stahelski, who's obviously now trying to do Highlander. Henry Cavill, is it gonna happen? Well, apparently it is, but don't hold your breath. And but my fears were laid at rest, because the battles are endless. The choreography is outstanding. There's tons of intricate stuff taking place, lots of balletic things going on, and rolls around, takedowns, snaps and breakages, and you feel it all. And again, like all the first 4 John Wick movies, there's no snap editing, there's no stupid zooms and things like Jason Bourne and all that. No, camera locked there, several cameras locked, fight. Make that fight last for 10 minutes and we'll just capture it all on different cameras. And they do. It's brilliant, and she handles herself brilliantly. I thought she was great. She, I will be honest, does lack depth and character. It's a flimsy story. It's just a revenge story. Of course, it's set in that universe. So what do you expect? You're not going to have massive conversations. In the other John Wick movies, you do have sort of great, eloquent speeches, but it's all about death and rights and morality and, you know, the rules and the continental and the high table. It's all geared towards, well, I don't care what we say, and we got rules, elegance, etiquette. Still, Jonathan, do what you do best. What's that? Hunt. You know, it's that. You know, you don't go expecting like fucking soliloquies from Shakespeare. It's not gonna happen. Although they do quote Shakespeare in a lot of these movies, bizarrely enough. So she looks the part. She is the part. 0 dimensionality, but you don't expect it. You don't deserve it. Not in these movies. You don't need it. I will say that she does not look very sexy. Well, Kilt-Man, is that the point? Should she? She looked incredibly sexy in No Time to Die. Did she not? And in this, you have the nightclub sequence, I think I said before, with the rubber bullets. And yeah, there's a bit of flesh on show, and she kicks ass, gets thrown around, fights like a bastard, and wins the day. And it's brilliant. But most of the movie, she wears like a long leather trench coat and black combat kicks or whatever the hell she's wearing, and there's nothing sexy about her attire at all. There's nothing, and her face is very blank as well. But why is that? This is John Wick. Does John Wick, Keanu Reeves, flaunt any flesh apart from when he's getting wounds? Same as her. You see her pulling glass out of her shoulder. She's got uber stab wounds all over the place. So you'll see her tending wounds occasionally. But like John Wick, it's not flaunting his body or her body. And John Wick wears his trademark suit, albeit Kevlar, you know. But hers, I'm not sure how much Kevlar is involved in hers, but quite clearly she takes a lot of body blows. She's flung around, she survives explosions, stabbed multiple times, shot, almost flambéed. Great shots of like the flames coming over the tops of cars as she's running beside the back of the car, and the flames are coming over and coming underneath. Loads of shots like that. Below the fighting, you know, it could go on endlessly about the fighting. The fighting, no one can do that sort of stuff unless you're a stuntman and a martial artist, and it's been choreographed. No fight lasts more than 5 seconds. If a fight lasts more than 5 seconds, in reality, someone's gonna die. Someone will die. And you better hope it's not you. A fight should be dealt with within 2 to 3 seconds. A couple of blows, snap, a takedown, just subdue them or put them out, or, you know, there's other things you can do. But it should be dealt with within 3 seconds tops. Otherwise, there will be no real winner without someone actually dying. But the movies aren't reality. They're using real moves, a lot of martial arts moves, which do work. But no one can put that together in reality, in a real life situation. But don't worry about that. It's not real life. It's a fantasy. It's an assassin world fantasy. And here's the other thing, which I think is actually a bit of a minus on it. Cheers, y'all. Whereas the high table and all the different cults and different assassin clans around the world have been brought to bear and mentioned and we've met them in the first 4 chapters. Instead of expanding the mythos with this movie, which you would have thought that was the plan, and I'm sure it is the plan, it's actually backfired as far as I'm concerned. Because now with this film, that John Wick only partially features in, you've got other assassins and other clans and cults and what have you. It's not enlarged the mythology, it's actually shrunk it down. It's made the air, what we now know from this, it's hammered home, it's flamethrowered home that everybody on the planet is part of a cult or an assassin clan. Everybody. The normal people just don't really matter. They're not even there. They don't matter at all. There are no normal people in this movie. None. There's fucking none in this movie. Everyone's a killer, an assassin. They're all highly trained. So it's actually shrunk the world down. Despite having different locations, it hasn't actually expanded our breadth of this universe. It's just constricted it. Because everywhere you go, it's the same thing. It's going to happen. So but that's only a minor niggle, in all honesty, because you don't come to these films expecting earth-shaking sort of revelations and a treatise on human nature. You're wanting to see stunts. You're wanting to see protracted action fight sequences which deliver the goods relentlessly, and then each new successive scene tops the one previously. You want to see new inventive kills. We thought we'd seen everything the John Wick movies so far, but this one brings in flamethrowers and the plates on the heads. Be a bit of fun. The grenades. What I take from this movie is grenade and flamethrower foo, like gun foo. Gun catters. You've got grenades and flamethrowers are taking that stage now. Where are you going to go after that? The one thing that I don't think John Wick has done has been airborne stuff. You've had John Wick on motorbikes, horses, and everything else. Massive car chases. This film doesn't have a car chase in it. It has some car carnage, but they're not chases. So if this was ever to go on, you have to explore something new. You haven't had space yet. Don't do that. Don't do a Moonraker with this. Don't do it. Keep it grounded as far as like just hordes and hordes of sort of game level goons and a big boss at the end, and like just take these fucking cunts out, because it doesn't. I don't get tired of that, because these films are so inventive. Len Wiseman, again, I thought wasn't the guy for the job, but clearly someone has helped him with this. Well, a lot of people have helped him. The stunt coordinators have helped him. And probably a lot of advice from Chad Stahelski himself. And the big master, Keanu Reeves, who knows his stuff. And the film is a 2-hour relentless drive. There are people saying, the first hour's a bit slow. Don't you believe a word of that. There's nothing slow in this movie. It opens on a big battle sequence. You have a training montage which is brutal and horrific. Then you got the first mission. Then you got the whole thing progresses from that point onwards on the big vengeance spree. It doesn't let up. It's 2 hours of blood, snot, chaos and violence. Everything a growing boy and gal needs. It's all there. Ballerina, I absolutely fucking loved it. I'm playing its soundtrack now. Was it Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard? They've done all the John Wick movies, and it's exactly what you expect. I will say that this score is not as memorable. Say I'm playing it right now, but it's not as memorable as the other scores. There's certain tracks in like the first 4 movies which just stay in your mind, but also I love what Tyler Bates does with it. I'm going to play it now. We're going to go on to chapter 3, because this bit is fucking amazing. It's all the same. It's all heavy, fat techno. You've got all that. Put this. Where the hell have I put this now? Oh yeah, J for John Wick. Why can I never find these things when I do this? Oh, wrong one. I've got them all, but it's stay with me. Psycho samurais. He's come back from the desert, Morocco. He's lost a finger to the elder, and he's come back. And Zero, played by Mark Dacascos, and his motorcycle goons will come after him. But just listen to this. Samurai swords. Deserted bridge, from Brooklyn to New York. Taking people out, that's a samurai going through the spokes. People are catapulting everywhere. It's a brilliant sequence. You've had the horse, John Wick horse whisperer, where he's got horses to back kick goons in the face, snapping their spines, and it's just like, oh. But listen to this. I know I bang on about orchestral scores all the time, but when techno works, it delivers the goods. And John Wick without this wouldn't be the same. But listen to this. Come on, I'm going to crank it up even more. Driving, relentless. You just want to get up and fucking. I love that. I don't think the score for Ballerina hits the heights of this level of relentlessness. Don't think it does. But it's still bloody good though. I'm doing this and I'm imagining being on a fucking Suzuki or Kawasaki or whatever the hell I ride. I can't even ride a fucking push bike. I go wrong now. So we're going to get more of Ana de Armas as Eve. Don't know. The film's opened well. It's done well. A lot of reviews. I kind of get it's not John Wick. It's trying to be. It's a wannabe. It doesn't really reach those levels. Well, I love John Wick and I love this. And a lot of reviews are going like, no, it's brilliant. It's relentless. It's great action. It's so well choreographed. It's exciting. Yeah, you don't really care about the motivations. You just want to see kick-ass action, and it delivers. There's no other action movie out this year that can do anything near this. There isn't. There just simply isn't. The only things that compete with it are John Wick with Keanu Reeves, and in this you've got John Wick, Keanu Reeves, and a girl who's the female version, kicking severe levels of acid. I think the body count in this movie is greater than any of the John Wick movies. I haven't counted them all, I'm probably wrong, but it's absolutely it's World War III levels of body, death, carnage, kill, murder, death, kill, Demolition Man. And there you go. But it's all wonderful stuff, all wonderful. What have we got next? The Glass House. Well, let's go for. I'm just going to play a bit of techno, grunge, kill, set piece, symphonia. It's all very electronic. But folks, Ballerina, I absolutely hugely recommend it and give 2 big bloody thumbs up for it. Grenades. I don't think it's as nasty, genuinely, as the Wick movies have been before, but that's only by a little smidgen. And I think that's because the people on fire. I think had it been a John Wick movie through and through, that would have been much nastier with crispy skin and lots of burny, melty people. But you don't get that. It's just people running around with flames all over them, looking very picturesque. But she gives him another belt. It's like McCready and the things there, like, oh, fucking oh, yeah. So you actually got flamethrowers in the snow. So the thing fans, bit of a fix there. Come on now. Tell me you're not fucking getting going. You're gearing up for a fucking fight. Glass everywhere. Bodies flying through it. And your recovery time is absolutely zero. Just one punch and you go, you can't fucking breathe. But these guys, you know, they're taking blows and getting sliced and stabbed and smashed in the face. I love it. I fucking love it. So what's Keanu moving on to? It's Berserker, isn't it? His comic book Berserker. And he wants to get that off the ground, doesn't he? So, and play the role. A fighting man, a warlord throughout all the ages, doomed to fight forevermore. Keanu, a bit like Tom Cruise, he's not giving in to old age. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves, these guys defining specimen of masculinity and kick-ass, you know, machismo. I'm younger than all of them. I can barely run to the pub. I had to run back from the pub before doing this video because I wasn't meant to be at the pub. Whatever, that's another story. So I had to run back, and you know me and my knees these days. These knees have climbed mountains with Bergens on my back. I've carried people on my shoulders up and down fucking stuff. I've leapt over chasms. I've fallen from bridges. I've done all sorts. And now, my knees are shot to fucking hell. So running, I'm like, oh, and I do love in all the Reeves Wick movies, when he runs, he's forever limping. So when you see him fighting, you know, in an enclosed area, you can do, I can still do roundhouse kicks, I can still leap up and like a pirouette, do a lot of different kicks, I can still do a lot of martial arts. But I can't run because hitting concrete relentlessly on the knee is going to drive a fucking spike almost into my spinal column, my nervous system. I'm like, can't do it. But I can stand and fight forever. Or at least until the next whiskey comes my way. Which reminds me, I need to get off and have some more whiskey. Folks, go and see Ballerina if you haven't already. Go and see it. It's a great cinematic treat of pure pugilistic uber comic book violence. I wouldn't say it's not sexy. It's not sexy at all, and I think people are expecting a bit of like La Femme Nikita. I mentioned that before. And Parallel, uber short Parisian, you know, black dress, stockings on, like high heels and kicking ass, good style. You're not getting that. It's not happening. This kind of girl is not gonna. She's not showboating. She's ruthless and relentless, and I think she does a really good job. De Armas does great, but she's definitely not parodying. She's definitely taking the look and the style from John Wick. So you shouldn't complain about that. So the blank face, only a few wears here and there, and nothing iconic. Well, the suit's iconic, but then that's, you know, Tarantino all over. You know, the white shirt, black tie, black suit, kick-ass violence. But that comes from that. But Keanu's made it his own thing. He stamped his own claim on that. She's got nothing really identifiable or iconic about her costume at all. But that could come in another movie, who knows? Anyway. I was waiting for the big crescendo. This is an alternate track, by the way. It doesn't do what the original track does. I was waiting for the big, like, it's going to zoom into a whole new phase, and it didn't do it. Anyway, it is what it is. Folks, I've been on with Shabby Kilt-Man. Please, in the meantime, as ever, gun fu, bullet kata, bullet ballet, flamethrower, pugilistics, in between time, please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all. And yeah, this stuff works with a kilt. It does. Everything works with a kilt. Take it easy, be happy, be healthy. Don't go out and cause carnage. Because in reality, it hurts. It really hurts. And you have not got the stamina or the endurance or the recovery time. You've not got mutant healing abilities. So don't do it. Listen to Kilt-Man. I've done it. Fucking hurts. It hurts and you don't always get over it.